What's up everyone? My name is Shaelyn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you know what time it is. It's the last Thursday of the month of April, so it's time for another episode of my series Breaking 10,000 Barriers. This month it's the 4th episode of Breaking 10,000 Barriers, so we're quickly approaching the halfway mark, so I'm getting a little nervous about the progress, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll touch on that later. So if you haven't seen, excuse me, sir. So if you haven't seen any other episode of this series, then I would recommend probably watching the first one for sure, because that's where I kind of explain everything about the series. But I'll put a card in the top corner for you to click if you want to go watch that first. But anyway, let's just jump right into the progress. Starting off with the first category, hand. Yeah. So first exercise is my wrist flexion and extension, I think is what I called it. I need to get better at the names of these exercises because I mess it up every single month, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna see much progress on this one for a really long time. I've said this in previous months, but this one is very hard, which is honestly a little bit sad because I did have some wrist extension earlier on in my recovery journey, and I lost it, so a little bit sad about that. It is what it is, and I'll get it back eventually, so just keep working at it. So then second exercise is my supination and pronation of my wrist. The clip from the first of the month, you can see I was trying to do this independently without help from my able hand, and it wasn't really making much progress, so I stopped trying that and I just kind of took it through the motions. So again, not much progress on this second exercise, but I'm still working at it. Next exercise is opening and closing my hand. I was showing my hand was like super loose and falling out of the tone after I was done doing the supination and pronation, so that was nice. That one always gets my tone to get out of my wrist really well, so I do like doing that. Honestly, comparing the footage from the first of the month and yesterday's footage, it looks almost identical, so again, not much progress there, but we're still trying. Now moving on to the second category, which is the arm. So the first exercise, flexing and extending my bicep. Comparing the footage from the first of the month and yesterday's footage, looks literally identical. Actually, yeah, it's literally identical. Second exercise is raising my arm straight above my head and back down. Same as last month, we're still in that kind of leaning back position, just makes the movement slightly easier to do, so any movement is good movement, like I've been saying. And yeah, in both the first and the last of the month footage, it looks literally identical. And the last exercise in the arm category, trying to reach my arm behind me. So the footage from the first of the month, I kind of surprised myself because my arm was going like really far back and I was like, what the heck? This has never happened before. So that was something new that I've continued to do throughout the month of April, and obviously you can see in the footage from the last of the month, it's pretty much the same as I was doing, still making me laugh though, obviously. Okay, moving on to the third category, my foot movement. So the first exercise, simple, just pointing my toe and ankle down, still using the motion of bending my knees before each rep to kind of get my foot prepared to do a point for each rep easier. That seems to be helping, and also still holding my knee straight so that it doesn't fall over and flop to the side. I've noticed though, I think this was happening last month too, but for sure I've noticed this month, my foot is tending to sickle, which if you know anything about dance, sickling is the opposite of a turnout for your foot. So when I've been pointing my foot's been sickling a lot, which I would count as maybe some progress because that's a different movement that my foot didn't do before when I would try to point it. But yeah, I don't know, maybe that is some progress, maybe it's not. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. Obviously, sickling is not something that you really want to do as a dancer, but obviously I'm not dancing anymore, so it's whatever. But it's an additional movement that I haven't done before, so yay. Second exercise in the foot category, like flexing and extending my ankle. Literally looks the exact same. No progress there. Pretty plateau-y this month, I feel like. Last exercise in the foot category is wiggling my toes. This one, not a big shock. You guys know, I think it was last month's episode, I explained that since the hand and the fingers and the toes are the furthest thing away from the brain, that's likely going to be the last part of my body to regain movement. Something that my physiotherapist, I think, explained to me a while back. It's just the way it works, and I don't foresee getting much toe movement anytime soon. But I'm still assisting it, obviously, with my right hand and getting that stretch in and thinking about the movement as I'm bringing my toes through it to kind of try and engage some muscles in there. Moving on to the last category, leg movement. So first exercise is kicking my butt with my heel. I feel like I look like a flamingo when I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. Okay, those two clips side by side literally look like mirror images. I'm just wearing different clothes. That's kind of funny. Obviously we're on some kind of plateau this month, so that's great. Next exercise, the fire hydrant with a straight leg. I swear these are like the same clips, but different clothes. It's so weird. They look the exact same, even like my hand placement and everything. It's so funny. Okay, and last exercise, working on my balance on like standing on my left leg. So how I kind of compare these two is by the time that I stand on my foot for. Okay, so it looks like if we're looking at the times, I actually did improve this month, which with my how long I stood on my foot for. So on the first of the month, it says that I stood on my left leg for 6.3 seconds, and at the last of the month, I stood on my leg for 7.5 seconds. So that's an improvement, but also, like I said in previous months, you can have good and bad days when it comes to really anything with your recovery, especially with balance. So honestly, yesterday I could have just been having a really good day for my balance, who knows. I'll take any kind of progress because obviously this month, the majority of my exercises, I think only 2 I saw a little bit of progress on. I feel like I'm on I feel like I'm on a bit of a plateau with my recovery progress, so it happens. And if you're somebody out there working on your paralysis recovery journey, then I'm sending you all my positive vibes and support, and just know that plateaus happen. I've had several throughout the going on 7 years since my stroke. So yeah, just keep on pushing, and that's all we can really do. It's really important to just keep working on yourself and keep it pushing. So with that being said, that concludes another episode of Breaking 10,000 Barriers. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me on my journey of recovery, and I will see you next month for another episode of this, but I will see you next week for another video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I keep forgetting to do subscriber updates, but we're getting really close to 400 subscribers, which is really close to my next subscriber goal of 500 subscribers. So right now we're at 373 subscribers. So we're approaching 400 very quickly. So yeah, hopefully we get there soon. I will see you guys next week with another new video. Okay, bye. How did I do that? How did I do that? I don't even know how I did that sound.